Hello, everybody. I'm Karen Del Maestro, health coach, breast cancer survivor, BRCA2 carrier, and bounce back expert. And welcome to today's breast cancer conversations. I am absolutely thrilled to be joined today by my dear friend, Samantha Edwards Hubert. Sam is a certified master transformation and habit change coach, a weight loss expert, and a phenomenal speaker. Sam, thank you so much for joining us here today. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Karen, thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to be here today.
Awesome. Awesome. What we're going to be focusing on today is something that you and because Sam is the founder and CEO of Vibe Up Slim Down Weight Loss Coaching. So this is her wheelhouse. This is where she really gets to shine and talk about maintaining that healthy weight, right? And I talk about it in relation to our breast cancer risk because that is one of the major factors for us. You know, when we are, and we all know that that number on the scale is not the be all and end all. Our blood work really does say a lot too. So don't want anybody to get transfixed on that number. But it's really about whatever we can do to reduce that risk of breast cancer. So whether you're a survivor looking to reduce your risk of recurrence, whether you are just somebody that is not looking to be that 1 in 8, or if you're a gene mutation carrier like me, the BRCA gene, that naturally increases our risk. So this healthy weight portion becomes even more important. So Sam, what I'd love for you to do is share a little bit about you. First of all, let's let everybody get to know you and tell us a little bit about you and why you went in this direction in your business. Like, what was it that fired you up to help women to do this?
Well, thank you so much, Karen. Well, I've had a little bit of a journey as well, which led me to becoming a health coach. And a few years ago, I had an accident and I was prescribed some medication. And after the accident, I was immobile, so I couldn't walk, I couldn't exercise. Prior to that, I always maintained a healthy weight, but I was always kind of like in that whole diet mindset. And then after the accident, I had this phenomenal weight. Like my weight really escalated and there was nothing I could do about it. And I tried all the fad diets. I tried counting calories and everything. None of that was working. None of it was working. And I knew that there had to be a better way, a healthier way for me to lose weight, because at the time, my weight was really impacting my injuries. It was kind of like a catch-22 situation.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to lose weight to feel better and get off the medication. But then I couldn't work out because I was immobile. So I started to research, and through my research, I came across the Health Coach Institute, and that's where I actually signed up. I learned how to be a health coach. I learned how to heal my body. I've lost the weight. And now I'm on a mission to help women, to show women that there is a better way to maintain your weight. There is a healthier way than all these fad diets, because they don't work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm passionate about helping women just to keep healthy and just to love the body you're in.
Oh, I love that message. You know that you and I share that same mindset too, because no matter our size, no matter our shape, and especially with somebody going through breast cancer, like our body changes a lot. And just learning to love the body we're in and to feel healthy and vibrant in that body, I think is an incredible thing to be able to share with people. So thank you for the work that you do and for choosing to go down that path. I think it's so important. So do you have, let's talk about a couple of tips, right? Some tips that we can actually share that are not, and this is the thing, I think so often, especially in this world of information overload that we all live in, it's the next fad diet, right? It's whatever they might be it keto or paleo or Whole30, and there are some good ones in there, I think, but there are also some ones that are very restrictive and not easy to maintain. So I think we end up being hard on ourselves, right? So I think sometimes we think it has to be very restrictive, really specific, as opposed to just adopting healthier habits. So what would be some of those? Let's talk about some of those things that you would suggest that somebody do.
Yeah, fantastic. Because, like I shared with you how those fat diets did not work for me. And so just finding a healthier lifestyle, just tapping into a healthier mindset, right? And so what I did was my mindset shifted from being on this diet and restriction to let me choose a healthier lifestyle. And it became a healthier way. And what I did was I started by doing small little changes, swapping out things, incorporating things. So some of the tips that I can share with you are the ones that I've used for myself, then the ones that I've used with my clients to get phenomenal results. So it's clean eating. And, clean eating is definitely, like you said, Karen, it's not about being on a diet. So it's things like eliminating, reducing processed food, because processed food is so packed with hidden sugars, artificial ingredients. We really don't even know what's in there. Another key thing was reducing sugar. And for me, that was a little bit of a struggle because I do have a sweet tooth. And, and that is the truth. And until today, I still enjoy my sweet treats, but I have found a healthier way to do it. So, swapping out refined sugar for things like honey, maple syrup, stevia. So, when we talk about cutting out sugar, people sometimes get confused and think it means no sweetness ever again. I would like to say, well, you can still have the cake and eat it, right?
It's true. It's true. And I think that's such a powerful message there, right? It's not about living in a place of deprivation. It's about literally shifting. Okay, I'm craving something sweet, and having those things in the house to set you up for success, and being able to have that sweet treat and not feel like you're being deprived, but also knowing that that sweet treat is providing nutritional value to your body, which I love. I love. So, what are some of your favorite sweet treats? Come on, share.
I will tell you, my favorite, actually, I'm a chocolate lover.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this amazing chocolate mousse recipe, and it's really simple. It's avocado, cacao, and some stevia or honey, and you could put some coconut cream in there, and just put it into a blender and refrigerate it, leave it in there for about 4 hours, and you have this beautiful, it's delicious. And it's healthy because you've got avocado in there as well. You get in all your fats, your essential fats, like a real good healthy treat.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. And so, one of the things that I focus on a lot when I'm talking about reducing risk of breast cancer is inflammation. And that's what all of these processed foods do, right? This is the hard thing. And the processed sugars, they increase inflammation in our body. Inflammation is the root cause of all disease. And so, this is really the key to getting to that healthy weight place, not living in deprivation, being able to have that wonderful chocolate avocado mousse, which is also one of my faves. You can have it guilt-free. I mean, that's like the incredible thing. There's no beating yourself up afterwards for having it, right?
None at all.
Yeah, look at that smile. I love it. She's like, totally. This is so key to living a healthy life. Like, I believe we should be able to enjoy our life, right? Especially if you've been through something traumatic, which most of the people watching this have been. And to be honest, most of us in our lives have been through something tough. And so to be able to actually enjoy life and enjoy the food that we're eating and not feel like we're depriving ourselves is such a huge gift. Huge gift. So, so we've talked about swapping out processed food for real food. You've talked about removing processed sugars and going for better options. What would be a couple of others?
Yes, so, some really good things that you could have to maintain that healthy weight. And even for some people that are wanting to lose weight, my go-to is protein, like really high quality protein. So when I talk about high quality protein, we're talking about grass-fed beef, we're talking about organic chicken, we're talking about free-range eggs, wild caught fish like salmon, lamb, and these are all we are so fortunate nowadays. We can find all of these things at our local grocery store. We don't have to go, looking for them. So quality protein, and you want to aim to at least have protein with every meal. You want to balance it. You want a good, healthy protein on your plate. You want to have some good, healthy carbs, and that comes in the form of our vegetables. When we're talking about vegetables, our leafy greens, you cannot go wrong. Actually, when we talk about leafy greens, my go-to is kale. It is, I think they actually said, it is the most nutrient dense vegetable on the planet.
And loaded with calcium, which a lot of people don't realize. Our leafy greens are actually, in broccoli and things like that, massive source of calcium. Yeah, you can't go wrong with kale. I'm a huge fan too. What's your favorite way to prepare your kale?
In a smoothie. That's mine. I smoothie, and because I like crunchy, so for my snack, I like to bake them. So instead of having potato chips, I now have kale chips. So olive oil, a little bit of garlic, and you have the beautiful snack, healthy snack.
That's one of my favorites too, because I'm such a potato chip girl, and people know that sour cream and onion potato chips can't come in the house. Like, that's my downfall. And so kale chips, and it's so easy to do. They don't take long. You can actually flavor them with almost anything. So whether you do garlic, or maybe you have, I don't know if you've seen it, that everything bagel seasoning. So there's sesame seeds in there, and garlic and a little bit of onion. So that's awesome on them too. So you can really, again, you want good quality seasonings, and you don't need to overcomplicate it, but so quick and easy and healthy and guilt-free. I mean, that's really the thing, right? Being able to do these things guilt-free. So awesome. I love it.
And it is so easy, and you're not depriving, you're just swapping things out, and it's healthy. You still get to love what you eat and maintain your healthy weight. The other thing that I would also say is sprouted seeds are absolutely amazing. So when we think about sprouted seeds, we're thinking of things like hemp seeds, chia seed, flax seed, and these are so high in protein. So you're getting your protein, you're getting your omegas, which is really great for the inflammation as well, and also really high in fiber. So those are my go-to. And then also you need to balance it out with your healthy fats. And we kind of spoke a little bit about avocado. We spoke about salmon, and coconut. Coconut is my favorite, because that's a really good way to fuel your body, because it gets burnt really quick. Your body uses that for fuel. So where I swap coconut is coconut oil instead of vegetable oils like canola and so forth. For baking, instead of using plain flour, I use coconut flour in my coffee, in my drinks, instead of, milk. Cow's milk, coconut milk is another great way to go. And they've also got, for the sweet treats, they have so many delicious treats now in coconut. You can get coconut yogurt, frozen coconut ice cream,
And I make my own coconut yogurt in the Instapot.
Oh, you do?
Do. It's so easy, and
Mhm.
because it's expensive, right? Coconut yoga is expensive in the store. Um, it's so quick and so easy, and it's just you take the cream off the top of the coconut milk from the can, and you add a probiotic, and then you just put it in there on the yogurt setting overnight, and it's done. So quick, so easy, and because cans of coconut, we want organic coconut, right? That's like organic coconut milk. You want to make sure that there's no added sugars in there. Coconut naturally has natural sugars, which are processed differently in the body. Um, but yeah, so I love that. And I think let's talk for a second about fats,
Mm.
okay? Because I think that there's a big misconception about fats and how fats can make us gain weight.
Mm.
Um, so can you speak to that for a second, Sam? Because I think that's a really important thing for people to understand.
Yes, and the reason I'm smiling is because if anybody grew up in my era, back in the fat-free era, and
Mhm.
this was me. Yeah,
Yeah.
this was me. I would not go near fat because
Mhm.
exactly what you said. I was so fearful that if I ate fat, I would lose weight. But it's the opposite. You need fat to burn fat, but good, healthy, essential fats.
Right.
It's what your body needs. And
Right.
when we were talking about coconut, and then also when we look at things like let me see, so coconut oil, avocado, olives are also another great source. Ghee is great. Grass-fed butter is also, so yeah, we can still have our oils and still enjoy it and really be really nourishing our bodies with
Mhm.
really good um, nutrients.
Yeah. And those fats also, I mean, as you said, they help to fuel the body. They help us lose weight. I think that's often what people don't understand. But it's also brain fuel,
Mhm.
right? So our bodies need, like, it is a requirement for a healthy body. It's great for skin, for hair, for nails, all of these things. We need these good quality fats, just like you were sharing there, Sam, because without them, our body cannot function correctly. So they're actually essential. And yes, I grew up to, well, I didn't grow up during it, but probably in my 20s, it came about like the fat free, sugar free, low fat, low sugar era that we all thought was the right thing to do.
Mm.
And until we learned otherwise. But unfortunately, it is, especially with yogurts. Yogurts, I know for years you could not find full fat yogurt on the shelves. It was amazing.
Yes. Yes.
And it's still hard. Most yogurts is still like 0% fat or 2%. And the key thing to remember there is, I think, when things like fats and sugars are removed from a food, what goes into it are then chemicals and preservatives um, to make up that flavor, to actually make it taste good. So
Mhm.
that's why, when we're focusing on health, healthy weight, reducing inflammation, reducing our risk of not only breast cancer, but all serious disease,
Mm.
we need to be looking for full fat. I know it's scary. Don't freak out, guys, when you're watching this, but it's true. It's true. Um, and yeah, so for sure. So those are awesome, awesome tips. Um, is there anything else that you'd like to, any other tips you want to share with us? I think those are all amazing that you've shared. Any other tips for people on maintaining that healthy weight, either mindset wise or physically? Anything that you
Yeah.
see frequently, Sam?
Yeah, absolutely. Would be like really to get moving, move your body. So I'm not saying go hang out at the gym for 2 hours a day. No, but even 30 minutes a day, walking, hiking, yoga, whatever feels good to you, music, dance. It's really trying to get your body moving. And even if you aim for 30 minutes, even if it's if you could do maybe 3 to 5 times a week,
Mhm.
you're definitely on the right track there.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, our bodies are made to move. And,
Mhm.
and yet, and I think so now, especially, we're recording this during COVID. Um, so many of us are spending so much of our days, like you and I are right now, sitting at our desks, staring at a screen.
Mm.
We're doing Zoom calls and all the rest of it, and it's been hard. I think it's been challenging. So I love those suggestions of putting on some music and dancing, right? Another great thing that I was actually speaking with my occupational therapist about the other day, because we were talking about getting the lymph moving. And that's part of the reason why we need to move, right? And so our lymph is one of our systems that helps our body drain toxins, right? Or the stuff that we need out of our body. And so if our lymph is stuck, then we're going to feel sluggish and tired and like we're dragging. Um, and obviously, when we feel like that, we're not going to want to move. Well, that's when we're going to reach for those sugary treats, all the sour cream and onion potato chips. Like, so it's all of these things together. But one of the things that my occupational therapist who said to me was even sitting on an exercise ball and just gently bouncing. So, often we think it needs to be rebounding or running or, something more intense. But especially after an accident, like you went through, or me after breast cancer surgeries, we something a little more gentle. And so I love that suggestion because I had never even thought about that. And I think so many of us have an exercise ball just hanging around in the house, whether we're using it or not. So just sitting on it and gently bouncing for 10 minutes, put some music on. Don't go crazy because the ball's going to come out from under you and you're going to end up flat on the floor, which would not be good. But so just super gentle, but put some music on and just bounce for 10 minutes. So it's it's like having all of these different tools in our toolbox, I think is really the thing that's key, right? Um, and knowing that we have the power to choose.
Mm.
We always have that power. Um, Is there a time in your life, Sam, where you felt like you didn't? I know that there was a time for me where I felt like I didn't know that I had that power. I was on that hamster wheel of life, just going, 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 and I didn't realize. Did you have a similar experience?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And especially like for women that have been caught up in that whole diet mindset, what starts happening is you stop believing in yourself, right? Because you're so used to restrictions and regimented, and I cannot do that, and I can't do that, and I can only eat that. You lose trust in yourself, and you get caught up in this crazy wheel, and it's really quite difficult to break away from it. But then if you can just take a step back and just lean in and believe in yourself and trust in yourself. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes even if you reach out to a friend, reach out to somebody, get some help, like it, that's what helped me, was reaching out, get some help, and then just finding a way to just break out of that whole crazy hamster wheel and just taking my power back. And the feeling is absolutely, oh my goodness, incredible. It's amazing. That's when you really fully step into the version you want to be. You fully step into the woman that you are meant to be. And it's just incredible.
I love that. And your whole face just lit up as you were saying that because I know, you and I have spoken about this. We've spoken about our past and where we came from and what led us down this path of coaching. And it's such a powerful story. It really is because so many people, women especially, I think, like you said, are just stuck in that mentality, not knowing that it can even be different. Because I think that the whole diet thing has been so accepted in society. That's
Yeah.
considered the norm versus healthy lifestyle, healthy weight versus, trying to be skinny or stick thin. So I think that there's work to be done in just letting people know. And I hope that anybody watching this is getting this message that there's always something that can be done. And maybe you don't know where to turn or what to do. That's what Sam and I are here for as coaches. This is what we do every day. And Sam specifically with weight loss and healthy weight, and transforming your life. I mean, which is just the coolest thing, the coolest thing. So is there one final tip that you would give, Sam, to anybody looking to maintain that healthy weight today?
One final tip that I would give.
Final tip, and then I'm going to let everybody know where they can find you.
Okay. One final tip would be like really exactly what you did right there. Keep hydrated.
I love it. I do it and I don't even realize it anymore. That is a fantastic tip.
Yes, you need to.
Yes. Yes, it is everything, right? And I think, do you find that most of the people that you're working with, most of us are walking around dehydrated, right?
Oh, absolutely. And most of the people I work with come in, when we start doing the water intake, and I'll ask them how much down. Oh, maybe 1 or 2 glasses a day. Like, okay, we need to do a little bit more work there.
Yeah.
People are a little bit afraid because there is that conception, like the more water you drink, the more bathroom breaks you have to take. And in the first few days, yeah, but then your body gets used to it. But we need water for so many things. Like, think about the advantages: your skin, your sleep, your digestive. Like, your body needs water to function. You're shedding weight, you're losing those toxins, because a lot of people don't realize sometimes that extra weight you're holding on to is water.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. And if we're not drinking water, then we're not flushing out that extra water, and because the body's holding onto it because it's dehydrated and it needs it. And you spoke to toxins. Toxins in our body increase our risk of breast cancer and other serious diseases, as well as increasing our weight. So we want to facilitate that in the body and allow the body to release those toxins and give them up. And that means sweating too, going to the bathroom. And just like you said, and I hear the same thing very frequently. Often women, I'm in my mid-50s, and often women around, my age group are very concerned with those bathroom breaks. But the body does get used to it. I always refer to it almost like a muscle. We can train it. We can train our bladder to be productive, but not so that it's overproductive.
Yeah.
And so I love that. Yeah, that's an awesome tip. Thank you for that.
Right on you.
My water now. I feel like I should almost take another sip. Oh dear, so awesome. Sam, this has been amazing. Can you let people watching know where to find you, please?
Well, thank you so much, Karen. Yes, so I am on Facebook, so you can find me. My personal profile is Samantha Edwards Hubert. I have a group that's exclusively for ladies. It's amazing because those are some of the finest women. It's a whole community, and the way I wanted it to be was a place to go, like a home, a place to meet like-minded women, supporting one another, encouraging one another, and just really lifting each other up. And it's called High Vibe Weight Loss. High Vibe Weight Loss is where you'd find me on Facebook.
Love it. Love it, love it. And I believe you have a little something for anybody watching today if they'd like to pick it up, right?
I do. I have this amazing guide. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, it's probably going to be upside down. But it's healthy eating for the busy person, because I get it. We're all busy. Life is happening, especially now. And so we want to eat healthy. And like you mentioned, Karen, there's so much information and all of that overwhelm. So this is a very simple guide, somewhere where you can start and it just breaks down healthy eating. It's very comprehensive and it's there for you. So if you'd like a copy, please reach out and let me know, and I'd love to get one of those copies to you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. So I hope that everybody grabs that, because I know it's got some amazing information in it, obviously outlining what we spoke about today and more. So feel free to either reach out to me or to Sam, send us a message, and I'll make sure that Sam gets that. But thank you so much. This has been so much fun, such a pleasure to hang out virtually with you and to drink water with you, my friend.
Thank you. It's been so much fun. Thank you so much for having me, Karen. It's
absolutely
incredible.
pleasure, and we'll definitely have you back for sure. So thank you everybody for watching. This is Karen Del Maestro, and thank you for watching Breast Cancer Conversations. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.